All right, everybody, welcome back to Gen Booms.
Oh, my bad. Here we go. Gin Booms.
I'm Connor.
I am Robert, his dad.
Yeah, and today we are doing a Harry Styles album. We are doing Fine Line, which was like one of the big ones. I know it says it came out 2019. I didn't really realize it was December, but it was massive in 2020. I remember hearing a lot of the hits. Golden, Watermelon Sugar, Adore You, and Falling. I know those were massive hits. So we know those, but we have not heard like the whole rest of the album.
Yeah, I don't even remember Falling.
Yeah, you don't
I remember the
Falling.
first three, but anyway, but
think you'll remember.
he's always interesting and charismatic and all that. So yeah, it'd be cool to hear the whole album.
Yeah, and getting ready for his
Is it-
Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally.
It's
a bit of a name, man.
A long title, yeah, and that's coming out for this Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah,
So a week?
yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're getting ready for it.
Yeah. So yeah. So looking forward to it. So yeah. So we thought we'd do Harry Styles. We just picked one. We picked the middle one of
Yeah,
the
so
three we
we're-
had so far.
So we'll have to be a little bit more ready for it. We did Aperture, of course. I'll put a link to it in the corner and everything. You can watch our reaction to that. But just so we've heard some of his hits on the radio, but we've never dug into him. I haven't even. So it'd be good to do it so that we're a little more prepared for his album.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So yeah, we'll get started with Golden. I mean, the first three in a row we already know. So, but it'd be cool to hear it in order.
Yeah, and it's been a little while since I've heard it.
True. Yeah.
So
There
cool.
we go.
Golden, golden, golden as I open my eyes, hold it, focus, hoping take me back to the light, hopeless, broken, so you wait for me in the sky, brown my skin just right. You're so golden. I'm out of my head and I know that you're scared because hearts get broken. I don't wanna be alone. I don't wanna be alone. When it ends, don't wanna let you know. I don't wanna be alone. It's who I am and all I've ever known. Loving is the antidote. Golden. You're so golden. I don't wanna be alone. You're so golden.
The background part is always so catchy.
You're so golden.
A lot of cool little things happening like
I
each
know,
year.
yeah.
Scared because I'm so open. You're so golden. You're so golden. I'm out of my head and I know that you're scared because hearts get broken.
That was a great start to an album, right?
I know,
Like,
it's such a great song, honestly.
Is when that kicks in initially, like, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
And those backing vocals, just
Yeah, that part was cool towards the end. I do agree. You don't hear that much on the radio or if you're just playing it on
I
the
never
phone.
noticed it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
there's a
it's-
lot more going back and forth.
yeah.
constantly.
So it's cool production, just little things going
Yeah.
back and forth, and that was really cool. And yeah, it's a fun song. It just gets you going, and
Dude, that's what's sort of odd though is like it's a really fun song, like a great summer song, and the lyrics are the opposite.
Yeah, because you know, to be honest, I hadn't really paid that much attention. You know, I heard it, you know,
'Cause
on
the way
the
they
radio,
sing
driving around in the car or whatever, and you sing along. Oh, you know, you're so golden, and it just sounds more like a love song, you know, which
Yeah.
it is in a sense. I mean, but it's also just being worried about, you know, because hearts get broken, and I don't want to be alone when it ends, and like
Yeah.
you know, that kind of stuff. Like, oh, it's a lot heavier than
It was pretty.
that.
Yeah.
When you actually read the lyrics, it's like, oh, that's a lot heavier than
Yeah,
I
this
realized
could
when I'm
easily
singing
be a
along in
sad
the car,
one,
kind
yeah.
of. Because I'm just singing along with the chorus, you know. I wasn't
Yeah.
really paying attention to all the verses, and yeah, it's there's more depth and more, you know, worrying and stuff in there that I had not picked up on.
Yeah, I'm wondering because I didn't know the lyrics on that one, but I'm wondering because I know "Falling" you don't remember right now, but is quite a sort of sad song. So I'm wondering if there is some like minor storyline or something of love there is, like,
Or yeah,
or
some
just thematically
a thematic
about-
through line or something.
yeah, I don't know if it is or not.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Because I know the next one,
that
Watermelon
one.
Sugar, was just
As far as I remember, it is very much not sad. We'll say.
but then we're not. Well, no, it's very upbeat.
Very
and huge hit. And,
Yeah. We'll get right into that one.
Oh, let's
There
hear
we
it.
go.
Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries and that summer feeling. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar. Strawberries on a summer evening. Baby, you're the end of June. I want your belly and that summer feeling, getting washed away in you. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high, 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 watermelon sugar high. Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want your belly and that summer feeling. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high. I just wanna taste it. I just wanna taste it. Watermelon sugar high. I just wanna taste it. I just wanna taste it. Watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar.
Damn, that's a good song.
It's such a fun.
It's
song,
just
yeah,
so
it really
fun,
is.
and oh man, it is hard not to just sing along. You know, it's just like,
True,
it's,
yeah. It is good. It has been a few years because they
Yeah,
did play
yeah.
the crap out of it, like when
Oh,
it came out.
yeah,
and
for
it
like
was
2 years
definitely
straight.
like was gonna get to that level for sure. Like, all right, I'm done. But at least now it's been some years, and it's like, all right, this is a great song.
Yeah, no, it's just such a good,
It's so
fun song.
So fun.
Oh man, just you just want to like
Yeah, it's a great summer song.
tap your toes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just man, yeah.
Yeah, there's the simplest. I mean, lyrically.
True. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot
not much
that
to,
you can dissect other than what is watermelon sugar. You know? I mean, I've heard the rumors. But
I have heard the rumors. I don't think. I don't. Did he ever like actually confirm?
I think there was a time in concert he kind of
He did?
insinuated it, but it still he didn't come out and flat out like say that.
So yeah, but it probably is.
So
Yes.
if you don't want to talk about, just
Google it.
Google it.
That's what I was gonna say. I just Google it.
Exactly.
Gonna get age restricted by YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, enough on that one. Fun song.
Yeah, no, great song.
That's great. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the type, like the first time you hear, like, that's just a fun, great song.
yeah, that's how a lot of these were like just all these three, Golden, Watermelon Sugar, Adore You. Like as soon as you hear them, like, yeah, that's a hit, 100%.
Yeah,
That's a hit. So we'll go right into Adore You. Here we go. Now here we go.
A little fake out, huh?
A little bit, a little pump fake.
Walk in your rainbow paradise. I get so lost inside your eyes. You believe it. You don't have to say you love me. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to say you're mine, honey. Walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. That's the only thing I'll ever do. That's the only thing I'll ever do. You're wonder under summer sky. You don't have to say you love me. I just wanna tell you something. Lately you've been on my mind, honey. Walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. That's the only thing I'll ever do. That's the only thing I'll ever do.
It's honestly a lot more going on in the production than I normally have. So much. Like a lot of different instruments.
Walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. Oh, honey. Walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. Like it's the only thing I'll ever do. Walk through fire for you. Just let me adore you. Oh, honey. Just let me adore you. That's the only thing I'll ever do.
Again, right? Just like those three in a row are just,
man.
damn, that's crazy. Like, it's
Yeah.
way to start the album, but it's such a hit right off the bat. So fun. Very different, like production wise and sound wise, like from the other songs so far, Like, I mean, he's got his own thing, but it definitely has its own feel. And yeah, I really never noticed before, listening in the car or whatever, like how much was going on production
Yeah,
wise.
there's a lot.
And like, man, I think the first third of the song, like there's a little electric guitar just going off, like a little, like
And it
almost like a
keeps
little
going.
solo, like just going over here,
Yeah.
just continually going. Then also there's a little drum thing, or something. And then there's like another guitar over here, like they're like dueling electric guitar.
Exactly, yeah.
Then there's like a drum lead and kind of like boom, going back and forth. Like, wow, that was.
Yeah, they'll have drums come in, and then you'll have even just on the vocals, like it'll have layers, and then have other parts that sound like pitched down or pitched up, and it's like there's a lot of like musically, there's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot that I'd never
Like you
really
could
noticed
not
before.
pick it all out.
Yeah.
It's way too much.
Yeah, all kinds of instruments going this way and that. I mean, it was just such a cool song and such an idea of, a romantic idea that, like it's not even just like, oh, I love you or whatever. It's like, I just want to adore you. Like, that's just, I'll walk the fire for you. Just let me adore you. Like, that's, it's simple, but it's so, but
It's
a
very-
powerful,
yeah.
thing to
Very
say.
lovey.
Yeah, that's
Although it is almost negative here. You don't have to say you love me. You don't have to say nothing. It is sweet, but it's almost like it could teeter on like, all right, this could be unhealthy. This could be unhealthy.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Given the, how the girl is.
Yeah, I mean, I
If
guess
it's a good
'cause-
person, is love it. If it's like not, like, You are stuck.
Well, I mean, maybe he's just like he already adores her, and yeah, maybe it's he'd like to
Yeah.
be with her, but
Agreed. Yeah,
she's just
it
not.
can be great.
She's not there yet, or
But you don't
whatever.
know.
So he's like, all right, I'm just going to adore you anyway. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, great song.
Yeah. So now we're on to Lights Up. So this is the first one that we don't know,
Yeah,
supposedly.
but unless we heard it,
Yeah.
we just didn't know about it. But yeah,
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Can't you see I could but wouldn't stay? Wouldn't put it like that. What do you mean? I'm sorry, by the way. Never coming around. All the lights couldn't put out the dark. Running through my heart. Lights off and they know who you are. Know who you are. Do you know who you are? Step into the light, so bright sometimes. I'm not ever going back. Step into the light, so bright sometimes. I'm not ever. What do you mean? I'm sorry, by the Lights off and they know who you are. Know who you are. Do you know who you are?
Yeah, it was rather different from the other one. It almost kind
Yeah.
of sounded to me like a song in a musical. Like it's just I don't know why. I just like it's kind of like there's different voices coming in and going, and I was also kind of wondering why it wasn't called Shine instead of Lights Up, but that's
Yeah.
because that's the part kept getting repeated. I don't
Yeah, that
even,
part
I
was
don't know if he ever even said Lights Up.
Lights Up
necessarily.
specifically? No.
No, I
Just
don't think so.
mentioned
Right?
the lights.
Yeah, the lights couldn't.
Oh no, he
put out
does
the
actually.
dark.
Lights up and they know you.
Oh,
that
okay,
part.
that's
no,
it. I
okay.
did
So
say
it is
that.
that line.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
he
yeah.
does say twice.
Yeah. I don't know. That was interesting. What
Mm-hmm.
was your take on it?
Yeah, it was. I agree. It was different musically. Like, it's almost. I'm still trying to figure out what he exactly is singing about.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Is even the part that kept getting repeated, besides the stuff Shine, but even like where it starts, where he says, "What do you mean? I'm sorry, by the way, never coming back. Can't you see?" Because even that, because what do you mean? I'm sorry, by the way. Is he saying like he's asking
Yeah.
a question, then he's saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, by the way," or is he saying, "What do you mean?
That why did
What do
you
you
say?
Yeah. What you said? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, by the way. What do you mean by that?" So
Yeah,
there,
I
even
agree.
that could come
What exactly is he trying to?
different
about it.
ways.
Yeah, because then even 'cause in the same part, it's also confusing too. After that, where he says, "I'm never coming back down. Can't you see?" And it says, "I could, but wouldn't stay." But then it says, "Wouldn't put it like that." Like wouldn't put what like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it is a bit tough, at least for us, where we can't quite figure out what exactly.
At least on the first listen.
on this part, because I know he's talking about lights here, and there's a shine, step into the light, and like I'm not ever going back, step into the light. So it's something obviously that he's like. I think the way at least I would take it on first listen, especially with it being like lights up,
Yeah.
is like he's trying to go towards something that we're not necessarily fully aware of as a listener, but something that's he's going away from something negative, just leaving it behind, going towards the light.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
But
yeah, hard to
it
say.
Sounds like maybe a past relationship of some kind.
Maybe, but I mean, it's interesting because the chorus of shine, step into the light, and shine like so bright sometimes. Yeah, hard to say what was.
Yeah, what was he specifically singing about?
Yeah. Anyway, interesting song. I particularly like the chorus, like the shine, step into the light. Shine,
Yeah, that like build part.
Yeah.
That part is cool.
So that was really interesting. But yeah, I didn't. Okay, glad it wasn't just me because I wasn't.
Yeah, it was a little harder.
Sure, what was going on, but and very different musically from the others. I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yes, we'll go on to Cherry. Here we go. It's different again musically.
Very folksy.
Yeah.
Don't you call him baby. We're not talking lately. Don't you call him what you used to call me. I can tell that you're at your best. I'm selfish, so I'm hating it. Notice that there's a piece of you in how I dress. Don't you call him baby. We're not talking lately. Don't you call him what you used to call me. I just miss your accent and your friends. Does he take you walking around his parents' gallery? Don't you call him baby. We're not talking lately. Don't you call him what you used to call me.
Musically, it's really cool.
Coucou. Tu dors? Oh, je suis désolée. Ben non. Non, c'est pas forcément. Ouais. Non. Non. Parfait. Ok.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't speak French. I don't know the last part.
Yeah.
But, wow. So it seemed, a couple things. One is very specific. There's someone in his life who, because he was talking about, I missed your accent and clearly,
The
French accent,
Yeah.
and also she was like, does he take you to see his parents' gallery? Like that was very specific,
Clear's almost like
in that sense. Really, I liked I liked it a lot actually.
Agreed.
But I liked how the repeating part of it, like, don't you call him baby? We're not talking lately. Basically, don't call him what you used to call me. Like that. Anybody can relate to that part. You're just like, wow, that's just If you have a breakup and it hurts you, you just think of like the person you loved is now calling somebody else the same thing or whatever. So don't call him what you used to call me, but that's the way it goes.
I really like this part here too, towards the beginning. These couple lines here was like, I confess, I can tell that you were at your best. I'm selfish, so I'm hating it. There's a self-awareness there of knowing, like, realistically, if you move on, part of it is part of it too. Like, if you move on, you're probably going to be at your best. So hope maybe she did that. and so he can recognize like really that's the healthy thing, but I hate it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that, and then I love the next line too. Is like I noticed that there's a piece of you in how I dress. Take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
Because those are little things that you definitely recognize after a breakup. You be like, this person, they they affected me in other ways that are like the part of me, but they're gone.
Yeah.
So that is cool.
Agreed. And then just musically, really
Really cool.
liked it. Really
Yeah,
cool.
that was a really cool musically.
Yeah, because it started so simple, you know.
Yeah, it was already great. Like I already was like, oh, it's a cool guitar.
Yeah, very, very cool, very simple, almost like a kind of a lazy,
folksy.
kind of guitar. Like it's just,
Yeah.
And then it just kind of kept building and like, oh, got a little. And then at the same time, like with the other song, little things are going on. Just like there's a little electric, like it's like simple
Yeah.
guitar here, and there's an electric guitar, that goes just
Yeah,
like doing
early
little
on, the
things.
electric guitar came in. I was gonna mention it, and then it came back and got bigger, and it was really cool.
So these little things going on, and it was like, oh, that's weird. It's like the guitar from the other one, but then it's just going on, and there's so many different things, and then the song keeps building musically, and yeah, this was really cool. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that was a really cool song, and then it ends. Yeah, it's a really cool song the way it builds it. It's got a bit of like a melancholic note to it.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
For sure, especially the way it ends. It's building, and he's like, sounds almost in pain, speaking, like singing, and then it ends with presumably her speaking, obviously, because she's French, and there's the way that it's like played too. The way they play, I don't know if it's a real audio, if they brought in like a French person,
Right?
speaking,
Yeah, right.
but they have it like what is it called? Like they have like reverb, like the voice just continues after she's done speaking.
Yeah,
Like it sounds like a memory.
right. Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
really cool.
So yeah, I agreed. That was pretty cool. Yeah, and then it was like they were not like ominous, but there was something that because it's such a simple guitar, and then that electric guitar and stuff that was playing, it was almost kind of like a dissonant chord. Like I don't know, there was a little bit of a chaos kind of going on, even though it sounded
For
really
sure,
simple,
yeah.
but it was these little touches that kind of made it something more.
It's an uneasy feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Really cool.
Which also makes sense for the breakup. Like, you might, you can think it through, think it, logically and whatever, but there's this stuff always going on in your head. You're like, why,
Yeah.
So it kind of fit that. I thought, no, it was great.
It was great. I agree. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I don't remember. I never paid too much attention to like his dating life. I just knew he dated Kendall Jenner at one point.
Yeah, and there was the other actress, director that directed him in a movie. I'm blanking on her name, but anyway.
But was she French?
No. She's
Okay,
an
'cause I was gonna say like,
American
I
actress.
don't know his personal life enough to know like if that's a celebrity or somebody.
Well, also the title of the song was Cherry,
Cherry.
which was never actually said.
Never said in the song. I
so
was
I'm
wondering.
guessing that was the name of the.
Could have been.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's French. I don't know. Sure, people will let us know.
Yeah, they would definitely. Somebody would know.
We appreciate the comments.
Yes, thank you.
So anyway, yeah, cool song. I don't know what we got next.
We're in Falling, which the one that was.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember.
Let's see if I remember this.
It is
If I've heard
a
it.
beautiful one for sure.
Okay, cool.
Do you remember?
Not yet,
Okay.
but it's cool. I like it.
I'm in my bed, and you're not here.
Okay, I've heard it.
And there's no one to blame but the drink and my wandering hands. And I can't take it back, I can't unpack the baggage left. What am I now? What am I now? What if I'm someone I don't want around? I'm falling again, I'm falling again, I'm falling. I'm falling again, I'm falling again, I'm falling. You said you cared, and you missed me too. And I'm well aware I write too many songs about you. And it kills me 'cause I know we've run out of things we can say. What am I now? What am I now?
That was a beautiful song.
It is
Right.
such a beautiful. I love that
I had
song.
forgotten it just by the title anyway, but yeah, like and the piano is beautiful. I think it's probably him. I don't know, but
Yeah,
who was
I'm
playing
sure
it,
in
but-
the music video at least he's playing it. But
yeah, okay, and yeah, it's just man, that's touching and some it's a-
heartbreaking stuff. Man.
Yeah, I mean, especially that line he repeats, like particularly for me anyway. What am I now? What am I now? What if I'm someone I don't want to run?
Yeah,
Like that's
that's a brutal. The chorus is brutal.
Oh
Honestly.
yeah, because you're really thinking of like, I mean, he's obviously missing her, he screwed up, whatever. She left, and but yeah, and you start doubting and wondering what's going on, what happened, and doubting yourself, and thinking, wow, did I screw up? And what? Yeah, well, I thought that line, "What if I'm someone I don't want around?" was really,
Yeah, that's
really a powerful,
really powerful, line. Especially because he's clearly in the first verse alluding that he has 100% messed up in some way because there's peer. And I remember they mentioned that when we did Aperture, some of the people. They
Oh, yeah,
said,
yeah.
like he has an alcohol problem.
Or he did,
Or, yeah,
at the time, anyway,
Did
back in the
or
day.
whatever.
Yes,
And,
uh-huh.
yeah, because I remember they mentioned falling. I was like, oh, I do remember that line scene. Like,
Yeah,
think it was in the
there's no one to blame but the drink and my wandering.
yeah,
hands.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it definitely sounds like he did something. So that's why, yeah, that's a great chorus.
Yeah, and even just like, forget what I said. It's not what I meant. Like that's such a common thing when like if you screw up and you say something, or you yell something or whatever, and then
Not
you're
what
like,
I meant.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
And it is
Forget-
typically true. Like
Yeah.
it is typically not what they meant, but it's
It's
like,
true.
like you said,
Yeah.
you just can't take it back.
Yeah, no, once it's out there,
It's
yeah, and then
done.
I can't take it back. I can't unpack the baggage you
That you
left.
left, yeah.
So good, great writing, tough lines. Yeah, it's just in the way it
Yeah.
builds and all. Yeah, it's a
very
beautiful-
emotional. Even the way he sings it is like each line is like he's like, you said you care, and then he leaves it. Like they're all like just slow.
Mhm.
Just one line every like 10 seconds. Really like pulls you into him.
Yeah, and it felt kind of raw and honest, like it's like
Very
he
honest,
went through
especially,
something
yeah.
and he's putting it out there.
Yeah, he even says like I'm
Oh.
well aware I write too many songs about you.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a great song.
Yeah, that verse too, man. I was like, the whole thing is really like hard listening to, but it's that part too. I was like, damn, that part really sucks. Wait, I write too many songs about you, and it's being very specific at the Beechwood Cafe, and it's saying it kills me because I know we've run out of things to say.
Yeah,
Definitely that sucks. You're just being like, you can just see it like it ain't working.
yeah,
it's just not
yeah.
working.
Been there so many people. I mean, it's so common after a breakup. Like it's a weird thing, particularly for the one person anyway, where you're like, we were so close and we would talk and laugh like all the time.
Now
And
we,
now we run out of things we can
we
even talk
can't hold
about.
a conversation.
Yeah, it's just,
It's just
how
heartbreaking.
did this
yeah.
happen? And and it's just great song.
Yeah, beautiful song. I love that one. So we'll go on to because we've got a couple of sad songs.
Yeah,
So we'll see how it's next. Oh, next one's To Be So Lonely.
All right, following.
Yeah.
And really, even Falling kind of followed
Cherry.
after Cherry. I
100%,
get what he was talking about there. So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you will check out To Be So Lonely.
Did not expect that.
That's cool.
Don't blame me for falling. Wasn't ready for it all. You can't blame me, darling. Not even a little bit. I was away, and I'm just an arrogant son of a bitch who can't admit when he's sorry. Don't call me baby again. It's hard for me to go home. Be so lonely. Being of the jealous kind. 'Cause I miss the shape of your lips. Your wit, it's just a trick. And this is it, so I'm sorry. Don't call me baby again. You got your reason. Know that you're trying to be friends. Know you mean it. To be so
definitely follows the last one, the last few, really. You know, that,
Interesting, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's sounds like, you know, like she's kind of moved on and just wants to, you know, we should be friends.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you know, when I go home, I want to have you with me. Like, I don't want to go home because then I'm just going to be so lonely. Like, so yeah, like I know you want to be friends and I know you mean it, but you know, call me baby and don't, you know, don't. No, I just like
Yeah, it's interesting. There's
making it
that
harder.
part, yeah, and then also like the beginning, and then he continues it a little bit, where it's like he's basically like he says stuff here like, "Don't blame me for falling. I was just a little boy at this," and then like sort of turns it and being like, "I'm just an arrogant son of a bitch," like basically acknowledging like this is stupid.
Yeah,
This doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah,
Just
no.
say like, "Don't blame me."
Don't blame me.
It's interesting.
Not
It's-
even a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's playing between.
Right.
Maybe it's like how he feels, like he wants to say that, but he knows like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think that's more the almost, you know, the arrogant son of a bitch. I think is more how he's like he's realizing I really screwed up. You know?
Yeah,
And,
probably.
probably feels more. This is the
Yeah, because
That makes-
that's so funny. Do you think it's easy being of the jealous guy?
yeah. That's
Gaslighting 101 right there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty straightforward and just that, you know, she wants to be friends and he's like I can't do that, like, which is, you know, not uncommon. Like
For sure.
generally most people when they break up, you know, don't want to be friends.
No, only later, which we don't know how much time.
Yeah, how
has
much
really
time has passed here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you can be friends way later sometimes. But yeah, if it was too soon, it's like, no, I just want you back.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, cool song.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And interesting, like, you know, we weren't expecting,
Yeah.
like, you know, the guitar was almost like a sample because it
like,
kept like repeating in a way, like, you know, but it's not. But I mean,
Yeah, and the way he was playing, like,
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, is that a ukulele? Like,
yeah, it was. I wasn't totally sure. It was really interesting.
super, yeah. So we'll go into She now.
Alrighty.
Nine in the morning, the man drops his kids off at school, and he's thinking of you, like all of us do. Around 1:30
gonna say it was musically cool. It just keeps going.
Yeah. The guitar got like a distortion going on.
There's another one that's more clear on the left. Yeah.
Jam session going here.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was like reminded me a lot of some of the Beatles stuff, like George Martin would produce, because there was so much going on in this song musically, like so many little, way more than other stuff. Just not just hold this long outro with the guitar, which is awesome, but so many little things going on.
A lot. Yeah, exactly.
Just noises and this and that, and like all over the place on this song. It was really a trip to listen to.
Yeah. Really cool track.
Yeah, really interesting. I mean, I wasn't totally clear on the meaning of it. I mean, it sounds like
Agreed, it was a tough one.
yeah, but it's because it's like, you know, because he says repeatedly, like, I don't know who she is and I don't know where she is, and so because initially I thought, okay, like there's this guy who's, you know, daydreaming about her, and it's like, but it's his girlfriend or something. But no, maybe it's more like maybe he is also that guy, or there's multiple guys, and maybe it's just a model, and they're thinking of who she is and whatever woman that they're, you know, having daydreams about. So
yeah, like maybe she is just supposed to represent like the person that you want, or well, I don't know then, because I'm also confused because yeah, like you said, the first 2 or 3 times where he says it, he's like, I don't know who she is that's how he ends it,
right.
But then on the last one, he says it here again, I don't know who she is, but then on the last one he repeats it, and I don't know why, I don't know where she is.
He said that once before too.
Did he?
I know, yeah. And it's also because at the very beginning, where he's talking about,
there it is.
yeah, where he's talking about the guy, you know, because the very beginning he talks about scrolling, like it says you though. He's thinking of you, which almost makes it sound like, because everything else he talks about her in the third person as being she. That's the only time right at the beginning where he says he's thinking of you, like he knows the person, or he's talking to the person in a way. So it's. And, you know, then it's so like specific, like, you know, like the guy then sends his assistant for coffee in the afternoon around 1:32, rather specific. Like he knows what to do. Like, what, just so he can think about this? I mean, I don't know. There's different ways of looking at.
It's a tough one. I'm sure, hopefully, that there is something behind it, and y'all can help us figure out what it is.
Yeah, if he's talking about it, or you know, you let us know.
Yeah, there's definitely, especially musically, like I feel like it's one of those, I definitely feel like there is 100% a purpose, but I cannot figure it out. I don't know what exactly.
Yeah, don't totally get it, but a cool track. I mean, musically,
really cool track.
There was just so much stuff going on there. I was like,
really
man, this
cool.
is
exactly. I was even gonna point out, you know, the first half being like, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah.
And then it's, you know, I when I saw, you know, because we had the lyrics out, when I saw that like there was one, you know, a few lines left. And it wasn't going any more up. I was like, "There's 2 minutes left on the song."
Yeah, we're only like 2/3 of the way through the song.
Really cool.
Yeah, it did not disappoint. Like that was musically, because sometimes an outro can just say, "Oh, it's going too long. It's just repetitive." Like that was not. It was like all kinds of constantly something new. You know.
Yeah.
A cool track. Yeah.
Really cool track.
Interesting. All right. What do we got now?
And next we got Sunflower Volume 6.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, cool. Interesting title.
Sunflower, sunflower, my eyes want you more than a melody. I was just tongue-tied. I don't wanna make you feel bad, but I've been trying hard not to talk to you. Sunflower, sunflower, sunflower.
stuff on this album.
Your flaws just died. Plant new seeds in the melody. Let me inside. I wanna get to know you. I don't wanna make you feel bad, but I've been trying hard not to act a fool. I couldn't want you anymore. Kids in the kitchen, listen to that song. I couldn't want you anymore tonight. Sunflower, my eyes want you more than a melody. Let me inside. Wish I could get to know you. Sunflower, 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 sunflower.
You're having a lot of fun right now.
Now again, that totally reminded me like a throw off Beatles song. I mean, like definitely like George Martin when he would produce stuff, and it's just like I am the walrus, whatever. And there's like sometimes the lyrics didn't even necessarily mean a lot, but then musically there was so much going on. Again, just like weird little things going on. And by the way, we put up these albums back here because we know that he was influenced. He said by these.
Yeah, we had at least from what we saw, that was where
Right.
he had a lot of inspirations, as every artist does.
Yeah, of course.
But,
these
yeah,
are
we
just some
saw
of them, and
some
of course
of
the Beatles being one of them. Over
True. Maybe that was
there.
part of the inspiration for some of these songs.
Because sometimes they would do these little weird, songs and stuff. Like I didn't totally get much out of that, lyrically. Or if it was, maybe just I missed it and went over my head. I wasn't totally
Another
sure.
one that like he started to make me think I can't decipher songs. It's like the third song. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about.
I mean, it was interesting,
'Cause
but I
he's
totally
calling-
couldn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't getting it all. And then,
Yeah.
but then musically, I'm like, well, there's so much going on. Like especially when you got headphones. Like I mean,
Yeah,
just little things going all over
I do
the place
think
in there.
this one is a little bit more like how some of the Beatles songs are, and then the last one I would compare more to like Pink Floyd, because they would like build up a song and then they would just have music for like, well, theirs they'd have music for 10 minutes, but
yeah.
which we have up there too. Dark Side of the Moon.
That's tripping. But yeah. Yeah, definitely. I thought this one was more just, I think he was having fun, especially at the end there, like the, the do-do-do-do-do, it's kind of the stuff going on. Musically, it was just fun. It was cool. Like, they just sounded like they were just having fun in the studio. So I don't know if, Sunflower is, I mean, I don't think it's a girl's name, but it's
Sound like he was calling her Sunflower.
Could be, yeah, exactly.
Because he's clearly
kind of.
right? Like he's clearly saying it like that.
Yeah, because
Unless
I mean,
he's
it's definitely because he's saying,
yeah.
I couldn't want you anymore. So
Like
I mean,
he keeps
that
saying
definitely sounds
Sunflower
like,
in between. Yeah, so it sounds like he's sort of calling her Sunflower.
Yeah.
But it's weird, yeah, because it starts. Yeah, I mean, like, wish I could get to know you. Like, he's like, I want you more than a melody, wish I can get to know you. But then.
But because then one part was like,
Because then it's like they were
I don't
together,
want to
you know?
make you feel bad, but I've been trying hard not to talk.
Not
to
to talk to you. That's why at first, I thought I was like, oh, this must be his ex or something. I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe let me see. Maybe that's what it is. I'm about to crack this one. Hold on.
Well, I didn't want to spend too long on this, but there's other songs still to review.
I think that might be what it is now. Actually, 'cause, yeah, I couldn't want you anymore tonight. I'm thinking because now I'm looking at him like, all right, kiss in the kitchen, like as a dance floor, like he's thinking back on a memory or something.
Yeah.
Wondering head shake. Because he's thinking about a memory. He's shaking his head. He's like, I can't think about it.
Right.
See, I'm getting it.
Tired Eyes of the Death of Me.
Tired
Well,
Eyes,
but
yeah, so he's-
mouthful
yeah.
of toothpaste is the one
Okay,
I
no,
was like.
that one is.
That,
He just had to rhyme or something. There's
that
no
one really
reason.
threw me. I'm like, what?
Mouthful of toothpaste.
Before I got to know you.
Before I got to know you. But
Yeah,
also, like, before I got to know you, I've got your face.
Well, I
Hung
took that
up
as I think
high
as it goes
gallery.
with the next part because I've got your face hung up high in the gallery. I thought that was a cool. Maybe I misinterpreted, but I thought like in your memories and your thoughts, like when you got some, like you're thinking of somebody and say, your memories and or your pictures of people. If it's so if it's in your head, like a gallery, yours is hung up high, that's a special one. So,
Agreed. That's how I took it.
Yeah. So which is so I thought that was a cool line, if that's what he meant.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if it's like if he's saying like before I got to know you that I had it super high, or if he's just and he's saying like maybe like now you're my ex and like
right.
maybe it's coming down or something like that, and your flowers just died. Maybe trying to insinuate like we're done, like the
maybe yeah.
being like sunflowers are known for like radiating like positivity and such.
Okay.
So maybe that's
right.
what it's supposed to be. Like that's why maybe he's comparing it to a sunflower like that died.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, man.
Don't know. I don't think we're gonna.
Don't think we're gonna get that one
completely
fully.
crack the code on that one. Interesting, cool song, but
Cool song.
But yeah. All right, what are we
Yeah,
gonna
we'll keep moving. Canyon Moon.
Kenyan or Canyon?
Canyon.
Oh, I thought you said Kenyan. I was like,
Yeah. Could be African instruments.
who knows? Yeah, all right, Canyon Moon. All right.
Yeah.
Gotta see it to believe it. Time under the canyon moon. The world's happy waiting. Doors yellow, broken blue. I heard Jenny saying, go get the kids from school. And I keep thinking back to a time under the canyon moon. Staring at the ceiling. 2 weeks and I'll be home. Carry the feeling through Paris, all through Rome. And I'm still thinking back to the time under the canyon moon. I'm going, oh I'm going, I'm going, oh I'm going, I'm going, oh I'm going home. I'll be gone too long from you. I'm going, oh I'm going, I'm going, oh I'm going, I'm going, oh I'm going home. I'm going, oh I'm going, I'm going, oh I'm going, I'm going, oh I'm going home.
Another different one.
Yeah, yeah. We're very different. And
Very different.
to me, it had like a. Oh, you wouldn't even know, but like Loggins, like Kenny Loggins and Messina had a kind of like a vibe like that, and back in the,
Wait,
the
Kenny
70s.
Loggins?
Uh-huh.
The guy, am I tripping or did he make Danger Zone?
What? Now in the 80s, his style changed.
I was about to say, I was like, wait a minute.
Loggins and Messina was his other like duo group. Anyway,
Okay, yeah.
only a part. Like initially when it started, like, oh, this sounds kind of familiar. And other parts of it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I wouldn't say this one's like straightforward, but it's more like this that I'm guessing something. They hooked up or had some great time
Under the Canyon
on the
Moon.
Canyon Moon,
And
and
he keeps thinking about it. Yeah.
keeps coming back to that and thinking about it, and all this other stuff. So I mean, it seemed kind of straightforward in that sense. And then I'll be gone too long from you. Initially, I thought because you say I'm going. That I was like, oh, like, well, he's going on tour or whatever, but and that's why I'm gonna be away from you. But I keep thinking back, that great time we had under the Canyon. But he says I'm going home. So then I'm not sure why he, because I thought he was like he was leaving, didn't even want to, but he, I'm has to go away.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's going home, it's like, okay, well then, is she not going with him? Like, so then I wasn't totally sure. I mean, I get that, okay, they had a great time under the Canyon Moon, whoever, but I wasn't totally sure as to who she is to him at this point,
Yeah, because this part, like he's clearly talking about a memory with this girl under the Canyon Moon. And then this part was like, I heard Jenny saying, "Go get the kids from school," and I keep thinking back to a time, and that made me think like they're together now, and he's thinking back to when they were still starting out. But then,
unless he's thinking about somebody else, like he's married now, Jenny says, "Go do this," and like these mundane chores, but he's thinking about, but remember when I was with you under the canyon, or was it with Jenny under the canyon?
I don't know.
Like so. Yeah, there's different ways to take it.
This part I thought was interesting. The quick pause in conversation. She plays songs I've never heard and old lovers hippie music. So sort of saying like her old lovers hippie music.
Had some.
And she's pretending to not know the words.
Yeah,
and it's almost like he feels like I don't, he doesn't really want to be in the conversation. Like he knows that, so he's like, I got to keep thinking back to a better relationship or a better time.
Yeah, hard to say exactly. Or is it just that sometimes you're with somebody, and they're playing music that they learned from their prior relationship, and you're like, all right, cool. I mean, so it doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't like it, but it does kind of sound
just the fact that he threw in their old lovers hippie music, pretends to not know the words. It's a little odd.
Yeah.
That's a little odd to do in general. I don't know.
Exactly.
He's sort of hiding something.
So
the only thing I think I got maybe is like, I don't know if it's different possible relationships, or if it's supposed to be one, or if it's like maybe it's him going through life with these different people, and he's like, all these women or all these different, or maybe it's the same person, like this relationship just isn't as good, or they're not as special as the last one. So then by the end he really keeps repeating. I know he repeated it before, as like he does it again, but like this isn't like, I'm in this relationship, but it's not really working. I keep thinking back to this one under the Canyon Moon, and then that's why at the end he's really I'm going home. I'm going back there.
Yeah,
back to that one.
Yeah, could be hard to say. A cool track is interesting.
Very musically interesting.
Yeah, every one of these like musically, there's a lot going on that
it's a bizarre,
more than you would necessarily realize. Even like the hits, there's way more going on than I realized.
Yeah,
ever hearing it on the radio.
I will say lastly that one actually reminds me a little bit of a. Damn, how did I blank on Jack Johnson?
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, he's like I don't know, like bubbly. It's like.
Yeah, just kind of fun, and the guitar initially was kind of simple and had a so yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Okay, cool.
The next, treat people with kindness.
All right, it's always a good idea.
Maybe we can find a place to feel good, and we can treat people with kindness.
Floating up and dreaming, dropping into the deep end. And if we're long enough, they'll sing a song for us.
Oh, it was very different from
Bizarre track. Honestly.
yeah, it was very different from the others. Again, it kind of came across to me as like almost like a like a song from a musical.
Agreed for sure on that one. Like a meatloaf.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, and then especially because it started almost like a choir, and then this girl singing out, and yeah, that was.
Interesting, man.
Yeah, it is interesting, and there was and musically I kept building and all. It was kind of fun, but other than that, it seemed fairly straightforward as far as what we're doing and treating people with kindness. Yeah. It was a weird one, to be honest.
I agree. Yeah. This and the last one was they're similar, and they're super happy, and it's interesting. I'll be honest, it's not like my favorite in terms of I don't care to necessarily listen to this type of stuff that much. I respect the hell out of it, and it's really cool.
Yeah, because I
just don't personally listen to this type of stuff much.
That's what I was thinking. Like he's an artist, and he's doing what he wants, and he's having fun, and and he's just musically, man, he's really just doing all kinds of stuff, and it's very adventurous musically,
For sure,
100%, and
artistic,
got to respect that. Yeah, very artistic. So it's cool. Yeah, that particular song. I mean, so far probably my least favorite
really
on the album.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was interesting. I mean, it sounded musically. There's all
cool.
kinds of stuff going on that's cool. But yeah. Anyway, we got one more.
Yeah, the last one, Fine Line, which I don't know if this one was a hit or not. I mean, it's the title track.
Yeah. Okay.
But we'll see if we recognize it.
I don't recognize it offhand, but yeah.
Also, another long one. It's 6 minutes.
Oh. Is his voice or like a sitar in the background? Kind of sounds like an Indian sitar.
You've got my devotion, but man, I can hate you sometimes. I don't want to fight you, and I don't want to sleep in the dark. We'll be a fine line. 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 There's things that we'll never know. You sunshine, you temptress. My hands are a scaffold. Spreading you up and
Really cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. That was really
yeah.
really interesting. Wow, and how it kept just building musically, and wow. I mean, different ways of taking, I guess, but I mean, a couple of things that popped in my head. Just, I mean, lyrically, just that, you know, what the fine line is. I mean, well, one, you know, Johnny Cash famously said, "Because you're mine, I walk the line."
True.
Like you gotta balance things, and you know, and you know, kind of play it down the middle and do what you got to do to make that relationship work, which seems to be, you know, kind of the case here. The other is the Pretenders had a song, which was "It's a fine line between love and hate."
Oh shit! Accidentally clicked on it, guys.
Because there's parts of it where it seems like there's some uncertainty and stuff, you know, like because like he said, like, you know, you've got my devotion, but man, I can hate you sometimes. Because, you know, there are times, you know, something in a relationship or, you know, things are, you know, wow, obviously things are wonderful, and there are times where it's like it's can be tough, and so I thought that was really interesting, you know, that part of it, and the other stuff is, I mean, some is harder to decipher. That's why, you know, exactly what is the line. That's where you know, I came up with in my mind anyway, both the Johnny Cash and the Pretender songs kind of was where I
Yeah,
landed.
interesting.
Yeah.
I could definitely see those. I was definitely wondering what exactly the fine line is, because I think with some of the lyrics, it made me think that he's not necessarily speaking on the fine line, but just these lyrics. Like, I was wondering, is he, when he says "you"? At first, I've been pretty, you know, thinking like you're talking about a girl or something. But I'm like, is he talking about himself? You know, and maybe like a fine line between, because he's sort of struggling through this album and a couple songs of being bad and good in a sense.
Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, because some of these, that's why, like, you've got my devotion, but man, I can hate you sometimes. Like, because he earlier was like, basically, I don't want me around.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not really a good person. Said that a few different times. And then, yeah, I was like, maybe that's what it is. So, like, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to sleep. And I don't want to sleep in there. So, I was like, struggling, you know, again, they could be like struggling with himself.
But he even said at one part, "I'll get to thinking of her. We'll get the drinks in, so I'll get to thinking."
Yeah, but
of her.
that's why, but that's why, like you said earlier, here he's saying you, and here he's saying her. Two different people.
Yeah.
That's why I took it as like, I don't want to fight you. He's talking to himself, and he's talking to himself when he says we. Like, he's saying like me, like the two parts of me, good and bad. Like, we will get the drinks in because I'm a drinker. So
Right.
and I'll get to thinking of her.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, I was just taking it
Don't
being, you know, the two of them, because, you know, we'll be a fine line, but and we'll be all right. You know, it says at the end. But yeah, I mean, it
Could
can
be.
certainly be taken different ways. I think.
Especially that part. My hand's at risk. I fold. Because earlier when he was talking about his hand, he was talking about drinking, and he mentions drinking in here again too. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And saying you temptress before that.
But I thought, I mean, there's that line, but I think it was like on the sexual reference, which is "spreading you open is the only way of knowing you." Like, almost.
I was
like,
curious on that one too. Yeah.
I mean, which maybe not, could be taken different ways, but I thought, well, maybe it's just because he's only thinking of it in a sexual way or something. But then, you know, the "will be a fine line" is like, you know, we're going to work on this, and we're going to figure.
Yeah, I
out
could see that
what-
too.
what
I was
line
wondering
is.
that. Yeah, I was wondering like that, and I was thinking if he is talking about himself. Oh, by the way, do you know what trepidation is? Because I don't quite know what that is.
Crisp trepidation. It is, you know, when you proceed with trepidation, it's like you're worried about something. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
I was thinking maybe like tread lightly type of thing.
It's sort of, yeah, trepidation. Yeah, exactly. That's a
Okay,
good way to put it,
okay.
more or less.
Yeah, because that's why I was wondering. Because at least I was wondering between that, like you were saying, and also maybe when he's saying like you temptress, my hand's at risk, I fold, talking to himself of like trying not to give into his maybe desires or whatever he was sort of talking about earlier, and then being like be careful, and I'm gonna try and shake this, and that's why I was wondering. I know spreading you open is a bit odd. That's why I was like wondering, like maybe he meant it as like really opening himself up, like actually thinking through things and getting through it instead of maybe avoiding it with alcohol like he was before. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I take it more as
It's tough,
about a
man.
particular person or relationship, but it's hard to say, and you know, and it's you know, a lot of art is open to interpretation. So whatever,
It's a
but
really
musically,
cool
really
track.
cool. I you know,
Yeah, I really like that one.
It was really nice. That whole album
Whole
was,
album,
was very, very nice. Like just musically,
Solid album.
very adventurous musically, way more than I realized from hearing the hits. Even those were adventurous in the sense they were very different from each other. But
were,
yeah, hearing
yeah.
the whole album was very adventurous and very artistic.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and he's really interesting. That he's got his own take on things and don't always know what he means on it. Some of it, but that's okay. That's
Yeah, he definitely seemed like a
artist
good writer for sure.
Yeah. Art can be open. To Sorry about that. Sorry. But anyway, yeah. So art's open to interpretation, and he's an artist, and it was a very cool album.
Yeah, I really like it because I like the hits. All of his hits that I've heard. But,
Oh yeah.
I like the fact because his hits were more like basic. There really wasn't too much to it, except for "Falling" that I had. But I like after listening to the album, like there's a lot more like depth in a lot of his stuff.
Well, even we haven't heard the first album,
Sign
but
of
that
the
one
Times.
song, "Sign of the Times," I thought was a
Great
really
one.
cool song, and that seemed like it had a lot of depth to it. So that was before this. So I knew that he certainly had some,
Yeah, I knew he was
some
capable.
depth and has capable of it. Yeah, exactly. So, I kind of want to check out his other albums, and certainly we're going to check out his new one.
exactly.
In a few days. So, very cool.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks. We always appreciate it, and please give us a like and subscribe if you're so inclined.
And then, like I said, I'll put a link. You can watch the Aperture music video reaction that we did, so you can see that one. And then, yeah, just leave some comments for us. Let us know about, I feel like we did ask a few questions. Hopefully some of y'all know the answers to.
Yeah, or just give your own interpretation.
Yeah,
So maybe
Maybe
nobody
just
knows.
what you think.
And then check out in a few days. We will be putting up the new album. We will. We were reacting to it pretty much the minute it comes
When
out.
it comes out, yeah. So, see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching. Take care.